Can you confirm with News Nation that you're running for president?
Boy, that would be a nice confirmation, wouldn't it? There'd be a lot of people that would be very upset about that. But I think you're going to be very happy. I think people are going to be very happy at what I do. I was going to do something last night, actually, that would have made the place really happy. And so we're doing it a few days later. And I think people are going to be very happy, very impressed.
To your predecessor, who is about to launch another campaign. So how do you reassure them, if that is the reason for their questioning, that the former president will not return, or that his political movement, which is still very strong, will not once again take power in the United States?
Well, we just have to demonstrate that he will not take power.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI.
For the first time ever, a former president of the United States has been indicted.
Former President Donald Trump indicted for a second time.
A federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump. It marks the third time the former president has been indicted.
Breaking news on former President Trump. He's been indicted for the fourth time in 5 months.
Breaking news, this is an image that will be in the history books. This is the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States.
The optics of this is working to his advantage. Look.
Breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Take a look at what happened.
The next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Investigation underway after the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
As I was saying,
as you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Get in there.
Let's go! I want to be a whale psychiatrist.
I'm going for a job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life.
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
The only garbage I see floating out there is your supporters.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Here are our first projections. There, NBC News projects that Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky, Indiana. In West Virginia, Donald Trump is the winner. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota. NBC News also projects a winner in the Wyoming presidential race, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, Kansas, Utah, Montana, Iowa, the state of Nebraska in the presidential contest, Idaho. The first swing state is North Carolina, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has prevailed in the presidential race in Georgia. Pennsylvania. NBC now projects he is the winner of Michigan and its 15 electoral votes.
Donald Trump is the winner in Alaska, picking up 3 more electoral votes.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin. He is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage, out of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday. We got lots to talk about. Happy to see all of you here in the chat. I see you, Scully, dropping a proper 199 before we even get started. This thing is getting off to a damn good start. We got Mar Millen, as always, pre-stream chat, Griff Tags, Hail the 199, and King Beggar. Let's freaking go. This was funny. Here's some money for Beardo's birthday. Can we normalize me getting super chats on other people's birthday? Can we normalize that? I like that idea. I think that's a good idea. Obviously, go show Beardo some love, but not necessarily people in the fellowship or the 199. But if there's any other streamer that's celebrating their birthday that's not in our sphere, just send me the super chat to celebrate that streamer's birthday. I am 100% okay with that one right there. Scully with a proper 199. Hail Jeremy, or hail Jeremy. Happy Friday. Let's start the weekend off right. This is how it gets started right here. Scully in the house. And you know what? Because I know Scully would be okay with it, we are going to try to do something that has been very concerning to me. And I think you guys have kind of seen this become an issue for me over the last few weeks. I've been struggling, and I'm going to need your help. We're going to need to see one more time if you, the chat, can help me locate Joe Flacco. Reportedly, Joe Flacco is in this video, and I have yet to find him. I can't find him. I have no idea where he's at. But one day we'll find him.
I am in some new Do What Makes You Naked pieces. This is just a romper. I got a mic on me. And then this is a little like ballet wrap. And then I've got a scoop neck underneath.
Thank you, Scully, for the proper 199. Hail to you. And I hope you have a good weekend. How's everybody's weekend? What are the oranges for? Coffee companies, whatever else. Alex Aerocave says, pre-stream get to topics streamer, Meta PC code 199. That's right. Use that Meta PC code 199 to get a discount on your Meta PC. Slade Lawton says, legitimate question. I still support Trump and obviously Vance. I can't wrap my head around why the Trump administration's messaging around Iran being this bad. This is a fair question. And obviously, I don't know the answer. I can only give you my educated guess. My educated guess is that the majority of President Trump's public statements are not directed at his supporters. They are directed at Iran. They are directed at the narrative that is constantly being trying to be built by Iran. So it's like a pissing contest, and Trump is going to constantly outmaneuver them from a public perception standpoint. But he's not talking to his supporters right now. He's publicly negotiating with these evil, horrible people. And that's not going to land well in a lot of ways. And so I totally understand that. That's my guess. But I mean, if someone else has a better theory about it, then so be it. But that's where I look at it. And if you look at all of the stuff that the IRGC and all of the nonsense that comes out of them, they lie all the time. And so what did Jeremy think of Dave Bautista in the Dune movies? I barely remember him in him. So that should tell you all. I mean, again, he's fine. He's not distracting or anything like that. Little Jim Taylor says, did you see the COD event chat had Arabic bots? I did not. I did not see that at all. Let's see. Florida man speculates. What's up, Og Dog? How you doing, man? I just want to say, Og Dog, you're appreciated. You are appreciated. So we're good. You're one of the nicest people in the chat, and really, really appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. I would never say anything sarcastic, rude, or anything like that towards you. John says, here's some money for no reason except to support the grift, you dag face pony soldier. I mean, dog face pony soldier? Thank you. Rock Bottom says, I don't know if this is true, but according to the media, Trump is trying to rename the USS Doris Miller after himself. If that's true, that's a cringy thing to do. Well, again, let's just apply common sense to it. Does this sound like something Trump would do? Yes. Therefore, of course, it's something. I mean, it absolutely something Trump would do. 1,000%. Now, I have heard the reports that this is under consideration. I don't know if it's true or not. But regardless if the report is true, you just have to ask yourself, would Trump do something like this? Probably. Would he also troll people to get them very, very emotionally unstable? Yes, he would. So either way, I'm okay with it. At least Elite Goose +1 says honk. Thank you. I saw you were saying you were going to super chat me. I appreciate that. Mod Eric says, happy birthday, Beardo. You guys are such assholes. I am Brockatron says, it's interesting how to the left, a woman can't be a man's assistant without having sex with him. Are these leftist women also misogynist incels too? One thing about the left is that they never have any consistency with the logic that they are spewing out there, and it's really, really easy to pick it apart. 1,000%. So President Trump had a rally today, and it went for like 2 hours. I'm not going to react to the whole thing, but yeah, he is in form. He loves this. He loves doing these rallies, and I believe he's going to try to do more rallies for the 2028 election. Now, whether he's doing them for Trump 2028 or if he's doing them to endorse whoever the Republican nominee is, I don't know. But I feel like Trump is 100% going to be campaigning for 2028 one way or the other because he likes this way too much. It's so damn funny. Packy Proton says that announcer on the beginning started to cry when she said he was predicted for Wyoming. Never noticed before. That is a great edit by Cap and Cheese. I really appreciate him doing that. Trump trolling and someone is surprised. It is an art form of his for sure. Narco says Doris Miller deserved his name on his ship for defending Pearl Harbor. USS Donald J. Trump sounds much better on the new Trump class battleship. It does. A USS Donald J. Trump does sound pretty fucking awesome. It really does. SBZ says it's a Gundam clip about Brazilian homosexual man being punished by touching a woman is still killing me. That sounds hilarious. Does that have anything to do with Dan Vask? What's up with that? Okay, so let's get into a couple of things that we have going on today. Mainly President Trump being President Trump. So, I mean, he was just crushing it today. He was in South Carolina, and yeah, I mean, he's the man. So President Trump just walked out to an energetic crowd in South Carolina with God Bless the USA blasting. He's going full 2024 rally mode for the midterm. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I've seen some clips of it. And, you know, I mean, Trump does what Trump does. You know, he goes out there, he works the crowd. You know, he was there for Darlene Graham, and, you know, he went for, I think he went for 2 hours. 2 hours. And talked about a lot of different things. And President Trump just dropped this line on Iran. They're in shambles. Parts of their third set of leaders are gone. I don't know who the hell to deal with. It's so low. Why is Eric Dalch? I'm going to have to message him about his audio. His audio is just so incredibly low. Now, StreamYards did show that they had an update where you could edit the audio, but I'm not seeing where you can actually boost the audio. Let's see here. No, I don't see it. I saw something where they released something where they said you could boost the audio now. But I'm not seeing that from them, and I haven't tested it out yet. So I guess thanks for nothing, StreamYards. Can you hear this?
Their leaders are gone. Their second set of leaders are gone. Parts of their third set of the leaders are gone. In fact, it's actually one of my biggest problems.
It's terrible. Can't hear anything.
Who the hell to deal with? It's a problem.
It's low. Yeah, I'll see if I can find some better audio because those are incredibly low. Really bad. Boomer moment. It ain't my fault. I'm using StreamYards. If I was using OBS, I could boost the audio myself, but StreamYards, unless they're letting these extensions work, which I don't think they are. Let's see if this helps at all right here. Let's see. You don't hear that, do you?
In fact, it's actually one of my biggest
Nope, you don't. I know you don't. So we do have these extensions through Google, and but they don't work through StreamYards because you know, I guess StreamYards makes me pay like $100 a month for it to not work for my streams. So thank you for that, StreamYards. I appreciate it. Holy shit, I could hear until you started talking. Loser Alter Ego is really fucking mad at me. You know what, Loser Alter Ego? Wasn't that your comment that I responded to yesterday? Let's address that, okay? You're really upset with me, okay? Wasn't that your comment? Let's see. Let me go over here. Pugs4 for 25 on Rumble. Thank you so much. Okay, that was you. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go see what you said. Which one was it? Hell, I've streamed so many. I've streamed so many fucking times. I can't remember what stream it was that you were complaining on. Here it is. Okay, here it is. All right. Loser Alter Ego the other day. He's like, I've been here since day one. I'm not happy with the direction this is going. The stream used to be a fun way to catch up on political news. Now it's Odyssey, streamer drama, and reading super chats. It's literally like two of those three have always been part of CobraCast. I guess Jeremy is burnt out on politics or something. I'm sure he would tell me to fuck off if he saw this. Well, I'm thinking about it. So I said, bro, I'm trolling hard. It ain't that serious. I'm having fun with it. I know you've been here since day one. You have to know this is what I do. As far as politics goes, I don't know what to make of what's going on in Iran. I'm simply trusting Trump. Midterms are going to be ramping up soon. This is the calm before the storm. It's about to get wild. And I stand by that. It is about to get wild and crazy with the midterms and all of that. 100%. And so I don't, you know, I get it. I get with a lot of the stuff, but I think the Alex Jones stuff in particular with Tim Pool is very, very, very relevant and valid right now. No doubt about it. And as far as the other things, I mean, you know, I'll just say that The Odyssey is the highest grossing rated R movie of all time. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that I'm the only one in this sphere that actually, instead of going, oh, the dislikes are going to ruin everything, I was the only one that said, this fucking movie is going to make $1 billion. This fucking movie is going to be a massive success. And guess what? We can never talk about YouTube dislikes again because this movie just completely showed you that the entire system is broken. It's irrelevant. No one can ever talk about YouTube dislikes again and be taken seriously because it's not accurate. It doesn't matter. The entire system of focusing on YouTube dislikes is fucking dead, and Christopher Nolan killed it. It means absolutely nothing now. So now, does that mean people can talk about it? I guess, but everybody's going to know you're full of shit when you do it. So there you have it. There's your Odyssey talk for the night. Just wanted to get that in real quick. All right. Anyway, thank you, loser alter ego. I appreciate it. But yeah, I loved the Odyssey. Phenomenal movie, phenomenal performances. I loved it. And I hope that pisses somebody off. And the madder you get, the more I love it. And the more I will praise it. And the more I will talk about how much it's a cultural phenomenon. And I don't give a single fuck who it pisses off. I apologize for absolutely nothing. Your feelings mean nothing to me. I'm not here to repeat your opinions. I'm here to give mine. And if you don't like it, guess what? There's about 1 billion fucking YouTubers that hate the Odyssey that can tell you what you want to hear. It ain't me. I don't give a fuck. Never, ever will I bend the knee because of somebody's hurt feelings. Never. Doesn't mean you have to like the movie. I don't give a shit if anybody likes it. And I know there's a lot of people that have criticisms out there, and I understand that. But I don't give a fuck if you're upset that I love the movie. Never apologize. End of discussion. All right, anyway. Now we can get back to the topic at hand. I had no plans to talk about the Odyssey tonight, by the way. But if you ask me, I'm going to deliver. Absolutely. 100%. Thank you, loser alter ego. Now, let's get into this right here because I do think this is an interesting discussion. Bill O'Reilly warns that Trump's whole legacy blows up if the GOP loses both chambers in the midterms. He ain't wrong. And this is where people don't have any perspective anymore these days because we live in a social media driven TikTok world. Donald Trump has accomplished more than any political figure in our lifetime. That doesn't happen without someone being very good at what they do. We have to establish this right now. A lot of people think that Trump works off the cuff and goes with his gut, and he does a lot of times. He absolutely does. But he does have instincts that are second to none. But I also believe that while I don't think Trump operates with 4D chess like a lot of the QAnon and the massive Trump supporters out there, they believe Trump's, this like mythical being that does all this crap. I think Trump is a very, very, he's measured in a lot of ways. And the way that I can talk about that is we have a classic example of that. When Donald Trump wants to respond to someone, he never cares what the consequences are. Ever. It doesn't matter who it is. If you come at Trump, he's going to counterpunch, and he's going to counterpunch a lot harder than you came after him. That's how he is. However, I've talked about this before. Who's the one person that Trump did not respond to? There's only one person that went after Trump that Trump did not respond to, and that would be Elon Musk. Trump did not respond to Elon. Why did he not respond to Elon? Because Trump understands that there's one person in the world that actually does measure up to Trump, and it's Elon, and he's not an idiot. So he looked at that. He said, it doesn't help me at all to respond to Elon. It just doesn't. In fact, not only did he not respond in a negative way, when he was asked about it, he responded praising Elon. He praised him. And then the true sign that Trump is operating on a different level was when someone was talking to him about it, and he said Elon is 80% super genius, 20% he's got some problems. And Elon responded and laughed with laughing emojis, and he says, that's pretty accurate. So Trump took a pissed off Elon and all that autism. Elon says, Trump's in the Epstein files, puts this tweet out. Absolutely insane. The internet explodes when Elon says this. You know it pissed Trump off. You know this pissed off Trump. And Trump, in a very, very measured way, responded. And basically, what happened? Elon deleted the tweet. They became friends again because Trump knows how to play the game. I say all that to say that Trump understands what's at stake with the midterms. Trump absolutely knows what could happen if, we lose the midterms. And you know what's going to happen, and I know what's going to happen. But it's not even just about Trump. It's about anybody connected to Trump. They're going to go after his family. They're going to go after his business associates. And eventually they're going to go after his supporters. Trump understands what's at stake. Now, let's listen to what what he says about Trump right here. Bill O'Reilly says about Trump.
If the Democrats win the Senate and the House, it's over for President Trump. It's over. Because they'll impeach him, they'll sue him, they'll every 2 minutes there'll be something else, and nothing will ever get passed. Nothing. So it's going to be 2 years of let's get Trump.
Bill looks younger. What the fuck? They showed him the beauty filter, man. His team showed him the beauty filter.
That's what'll happen. And that's what the media wants, and that's what the Democratic Party wants. Democratic Party's not going to do anything but attack Trump. So that's not even a hard analysis. We know that will happen. If there's a split and the Senate goes for the Republicans, that'll blunt impeachment because you need 2/3 of the Senate. He's not going to get impeached and convicted anyway, Trump. So there's not the votes there. So this seems very personal for Donald Trump because he's got to know that the Republicans have got to take at least one house. He has to.
He does.
Or his whole legacy blows up.
He does.
He goes down like LBJ, Lyndon Johnson. I don't know if the president makes that comparison, but if he reads my book, Confronting the Presidents, it's exactly the same. Vietnam War destroyed LBJ, who was corrupt anyway. He was corrupt from the jump, one of our worst presidents. So right now, Iran unresolved. Consumer prices high. Not crazy high, but high, making people not happy. And those are the things that the Republican Party and President Trump have to improve.
And I believe Trump knows exactly what's going on here. He clearly does. No one's been attacked more than him. No one's been targeted more than him. He knows what's at stake, okay? Absolutely, positively. So, we live in a world where things can change so quickly, man. Perceptions and narratives and all of that can change. I know right now there's a lot of questions, and I totally understand that. But Trump has been doing this since 2016, and no one has even remotely, come close to the level that this man operates. And so give it time. We'll see how this all plays out, but I have to believe that Trump fully understands what's at stake right now. Absolutely. So, all right. So, by the way, one of my, I got to say, hang on. Here we go. If you have been in the comment section of a CobraCast VOD, you have seen this person. I got to say, I admire your ability to type and timestamp everything that I say with one hand. I admire it. Because literally, you're clearly jerking off with the other because you're obsessed with me. It's freaking me out. But I admire that you with one hand can type all of that up and simultaneously you are masturbating your mosquito dick. It's amazing. I got to give you credit. I got to give you credit. And I look forward to, honestly, you're helping out with some of our editors as well. When you timestamp everything, I might just put you on payroll. Because all the timestamps, my editors are like, yeah, absolutely. I should clip Jeremy saying this because this is a good point that he made. All you're doing is timestamping. So, I might put you on payroll. We'll see how the super chats go. We'll see what happens. Swords of Starship says, I've heard more about the Odyssey from you, Commander, than anyone on YouTube, but due to your sarcasm, I don't actually know your opinion. I love the film story, and it's, what do you say? And in scene, maybe? Is 20 enough to hear your sincere review? My sincere review is on Criticless. And I was sincere on my last appearance of Friday Night Tights when I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I've seen it since then. And yeah, I think the movie's fantastic. I think that there's incredible conservative themes in it. And the reason that you're only hearing me talk about it is because everyone loved to talk about the Odyssey before it came out. And if the Odyssey would have been a box office disaster, everyone would still be talking about it. But because the Odyssey is an overwhelmingly monumental success at the worldwide box office in literally every market in the world, and because that it is tracking the same as Top Gun Maverick. And for those that don't understand, Top Gun Maverick had generational legs at the box office. The word of mouth for Top Gun Maverick was almost like nothing we've ever seen. And the Odyssey is tracking similar to Top Gun Maverick right now on its dailies. And that's why you're not hearing anybody talk about it. And I just think that's interesting. Everybody was obsessed with it before it came out. And now no one wants to talk about the monumental success, this worldwide phenomenon that it is. And so, but yeah, I love the movie. Is it Christopher Nolan's best movie? No, it's not his best movie. And I appreciate the family themes in it. I appreciate that there are themes of a Christian message, a conservative message. I think that it has adaptation issues from Homer's Odyssey? Absolutely. And people that have that issue with it are valid as hell to have that issue. But I also think that it's an adaptation, and that's a key word to remember. There are people that think that there are people that are experts in the Lord of the Rings that have problems with Peter Jackson's version. They straight up can't stand Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. I think they're the greatest movies ever made, but there are people that have those issues. I also think that everyone became a Homer expert on the internet suddenly before the Odyssey came out. Everyone became an expert on Homer. Oh, I'm somewhat of a Homer expert myself. And you're like, are you sure? I actually was arguing with some people on Twitter about it. And then I did a search of their Twitter and I tried to look up how many times they've ever talked about the Odyssey. And I've never saw a mention of the Odyssey until it was Nolan's Odyssey. But yet they were obsessed with Homer's Odyssey and telling me how much they loved it. And I'm like, you literally never talked about the Odyssey until Christopher Nolan's Odyssey. So it's just been a very interesting situation with this movie. And there's been a lot of cope. The cope of the box office. All these people said, well, it's going to have a big opening weekend, but the second weekend is going to drop. The second weekend was the best hold ever for a film that opened at $100 million. Then the next cope was when Spider-Man shows up, it's going to destroy this movie. Spider-Man showed up. It moved Odyssey out of IMAX. The Odyssey box office didn't slow down. Then they said that they're buying out theaters. Then they said Rotten Tomatoes is rigged. Then they said that people were making things up. And I'm like, the cope is out of fucking control. So anyway, yes, I love the movie. Fantastic movie. And I'll continue to troll people about it because it's fun. And the angrier people get, the more I love the movie. I feed off of it. I will absolutely be the villain. I will absolutely be the one person that doesn't care that other people are mad at me. I will be that guy because somebody fucking needs to. Somebody needs to have one different fucking opinion around here. Jesus. Like everybody just agrees on every fucking thing. Mushu for 10 says, Jeremy, I'm afraid of the high cost of living, war in Iran ongoing, and other factors. Giving the impression that renaming things is more important is a bad look for the midterms. Well, I think this right here, you're not wrong in your concerns. I also think this is very much an internet concern. I don't think anybody in the real world gives a single fuck about renaming something. I really don't. I think that this is something that the left is going to use to be fake offended over, because this is what they always do. But I don't think anybody in the real world actually cares about this at all. Now, the cost of living, gas prices, war in Iran, those are things that people in the real world do care about. And as crazy as it seems, gas prices are one of the biggest issues. They're a huge issue. If you remember, going back to George W. Bush, I don't remember how bad gas prices were back then, but they were absolutely horrible, horrible. And that was the catalyst that really did destroy George W. Bush's legacy. They were horrible. And so gas prices are the lifeline. I mean, because everything, this controls everything. The cost of goods, people's day-to-day, you're going to work, you're going on vacation, you're doing things like the airline tickets, the cost of goods, everything is affected by these high gas prices, everything. And so and of course, this Iran war, there's a lot that's tied to gas prices, all of that. So that's a super, super big issue. Renaming stuff, nobody in the real world cares about it. Most people have no idea. Most people have absolutely no idea that it's even going on, and they don't care. Narco says, reflecting on my previous super chat, Doris Miller was an African-American cook who defended the West Virginia, a battleship, and shot down 2 Japanese planes with a 50. A job wasn't allowed or trained to do. He wasn't allowed or trained to do. He did this after trying to carry his captain to safety. Named the first Trump-class battleship after him. If you don't know who he is, Cuba played him in the movie Pearl Harbor. Cuba Gooding Jr. You guys remember when Cuba Gooding Jr. was a megastar? Dude was a huge star. He was in Jerry Maguire. He was in Pearl Harbor. He was in Men of Honor. Do you remember Men of Honor? He was okay. And let me backtrack what I said. You're right. You checked me. You're right. He was not a megastar. He was poised to become a megastar. Chat, if you're right, you're right. You're right. He was never a megastar, but it felt like he was poised to become a megastar. And he was in all of these things. And then he took roles like Snow Dogs, which I loved, but it was so bad and so cheesy. And then he was on the Gay Boat movie. You remember that one? What was that one? What was the Gay Boat movie? I can't remember. Somebody will tell me. Oh, Radio was great. Radio was great. Boat Trip. That's it. The Gay Boat movie. Boat Trip. And after that, man, he just fell off. It was really weird. And now he's caught up in Me Too allegations, or maybe I don't know. Dude fell off big time. But yeah, thank you, Narco. I appreciate it, bro. Let's see. Dugenheim for 10 says, all hail D-Day Cobra, leader of the Snake Pit, Lord of the Grifties, inquirer of oranges, washer of Nolan balls, first of his name. Bring them on. I'll wash them all day long. Don't give a fuck. All day, unless it's for Man of Steel or Tenet. Can't do that. Those movies, not very good. Elite Goose Plus One says, issue with Nolan's Odyssey is the intentional subversion of literally the first masculine Western hero, and we can't give these people an inch. Bet it was a fucking banger if you haven't read Homer, though. Yeah, I don't understand like where this idea that it's a subversion of a masculine hero when he's literally a masculine hero in the movie. I don't understand that. I have no idea what that means. I understand that your favorite YouTuber told you that's what fucking happened, but I've seen the fucking movie and I don't know what the fuck people are talking about. It's literally got him being a hero in the movie, going back and taking his kingdom and destroying everyone that did his kingdom wrong and anointing his son to take over his kingdom. And he reunites with his wife. Like, I don't understand that at all. It's like you haven't seen the fucking movie when you say that. It's crazy. People's brains have been broken by the fucking culture war. Doesn't he abandon his family at the end? No. Holy fuck. Again, we're dealing with people that haven't seen the fucking movie and repeat what they hear. DSK says, did you hear Jill Biden now saying Joe may have had his water laced with drugs before 2024 debate? There is no way this is true. There's no way this is true. There's no way. Hang on. This is Jill Biden. Please let this be true. Oh, fuck, it's true. What? Jill Biden won't rule out Joe's drink being laced with something before his debate with Trump. Good Lord.
Still to this day, you don't have a gut instinct on what was that moment.
No, I mean, there's all kinds of theories. You know, he had been traveling. I know he was tired. He didn't feel well that day when I saw him, but there was nothing definitive that I could point to. And I had been on the road for 2 weeks up until that moment. So I wasn't with him. I didn't see him days before, weeks before. I saw him maybe 1 hour before.
And there's no way anyone could have, God forbid, laced his drink or something.
Knows?
Who knows?
Right? Who knows?
Still to this day, you don't have.
This is how badly Trump beat him down. This is how badly. They are still coming up with theories where the truth is just obvious to anybody paying attention. He was completely senile. He had no clue where he was. He was treated with kid gloves everywhere he went. And then finally, on the national stage in front of the world, he had to go toe-to-toe with the Don. And the Don made him look like an idiot because you guys propped up Weekend at Bernie's to run our country. Run our country. Good Lord, man. You've got to be kidding me right now. That is absolutely awesome that they are still at this level. They just can't understand it. How did he do it? How did Trump do this? Because he's better than all of you. And you're all liars and you're evil people. My goodness. Damn. All right. Well, thank you for that. I had no idea that she said this. But if you just watch some of the clips, man, of that. It's actually a good time Biden-Trump debate to pull that up because it was incredible how bad it looked. Let's see. Was this it? Let's get this one.
You would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent.
Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't.
Even Biden's entertained by Trump. Man, Trump's the most entertaining man on the planet.
Do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them.
We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do, child care, elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the with the COVID. Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
Well, he's right. He did beat Medicare. He beat it to death, and he's destroying Medicare.
He did do a damn thing, and these people should be in jail, and they should be the ones who are being held accountable. And he wants to let them all out. And now he says if he loses again, such a whiner that he is, that it could be a bloodbath.
On January 6th, we had a great border. Nobody coming through, very few. On January 6th, we were energy independent. On January 6th, we had the lowest taxes ever. We had the lowest regulations ever. On January 6th, we were respected all over the world. All over the world, we were respected. And then he comes in, and we're now laughed at. We're like a bunch of stupid people. What happened to the United States' reputation under this man's leadership is horrible.
Will you pledge tonight that once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Such childish
Well, I
questions.
shouldn't have to say that, but of course I believe that. It's totally unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, and also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. And
Holy crap! River Miles! For $500 and says nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know what's about to happen now? You know what's about to happen.
And this is how much it was. $500 donation! You know what he says? Nothing. Drops $500 on the table. Looks over at everybody at the poker table. Dropped it on there. Moonwalked right out of the saloon, double doors. Didn't say anything. Spurs on his boots. Couple holstered handguns. Cowboy hat. Thick mustache. Dropped the money on the table, looked at everybody square in their eye, and just moonwalked right out of the saloon double doors. Didn't say shit. Didn't say anything. There's no message there. Didn't say jack shit. And you have to be a cocky son of a bitch. First and foremost, that's not cheap. You got to be a cocky son of a bitch to drop $500 and just bounce the fuck out of there and don't say nothing. I respect that.
I respect that too. Damn, River Miles, that's insane, brother. Like, we have gotten between Geeks and Gamers and D-Day Cobra this month, we have gotten, I want to say five $500 super chats, I think. That's crazy. And by the way, I do appreciate it more than you know. No sarcasm, no bullshit. I do genuinely know that when I do take this extremely sarcastic stance on things like the Odyssey, I know that I am going to be ruffling some feathers. I know that I'm going to be alienating some people. I genuinely love the movie, and I definitely like leaning into the sarcasm about it, but I know that it's pissing a lot of people off. But I'm not trying to piss anybody off, really. But I do know people are already pissed off, so I'm trying to aggravate the people that are already pissed off. I'm not trying to go after anybody that genuinely doesn't like the movie or whatever. So, but I know I'm going to lose viewers, lose subscribers, and all of that. I got to be honest. Chris, for a proper 199. Holy crap! Let's freaking go. You guys are insane. That's the second proper 199 tonight. Woo! Insane, man. Chris says I'm not that rich, Lamau. Dude, it's all, you don't have to. You guys are insane, man. Scully, I see you. I think Scully got this party started tonight. She said, let's get this weekend started. There you have it. But absolutely. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. And yes, woohoo. Let's see, can't compete with that. You can try. Justin Weeks says Jeremy is now owned by Israel and scheduled for a gay frog boxing match with Alex Jones. I think I'll pass. Damn it, where's Zwani? Zwani sent a massive $500 super chat earlier this week. She was very, very, articulate in what's going on with her, and she's still here in chat. But, internet, people get wrapped up in the internet, and I get that. And my advice to her was to take a big step back from the internet, because it's a crazy place. Thank you guys so much. Let's continue on.
I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol, and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as Nancy Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president, because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying my...
This is one of Trump's strongest points. Credibility matters. When Trump is standing there, a multi-billionaire who's one of the most famous human beings on the planet, he doesn't have to do this. He doesn't need to do this. So for him to stand there and make that point, that is an incredibly strong point for him to make. He doesn't have to do this.
I wouldn't be under indictment, because I wouldn't have been his political opponent, because he indicted me because I was his opponent. Russia would have never attacked if I were president.
Trump, the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these. But the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would be very happy to be someplace else, in a nice location someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level, because the people understand it.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims.
How'd that one age there, Joe? How'd that one age?
Had any merit, state or local, none. But you continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea, if you lose again, you accepting anything, you can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time. The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now. And the fact of the matter is, what he's telling you is simply not true. The fact is that there was no effort on his part to stop what was going on up in Capitol Hill. And all those people, every one of those who are convicted, deserves to be convicted.
Like so many politicians, this man is just a complainer. He said, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to get rid of this tax, that tax. But he doesn't do anything. All he does is make our country unsafe by allowing millions and millions of people to pour in. This was his dream. I talked to him about it, his dream. The difference is he never would have invaded Ukraine, never. Just like Israel would have never been invaded.
I will say this is one of Trump's weakest stances pre-election is he's kept saying on day one he would have the Ukraine-Russia war ended. We're a little past day one there, Trump.
In a million.
Now, his point stands, they probably wouldn't have started with him. Fair point.
Years by Hamas. You know why? Because Iran was broke with me. I wouldn't let anybody do business with them. They ran out of money. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas. They had no money for anything. No money for terror. That's why you had no terror at all during my administration. This place, the whole world is blowing up under him.
The only one who wants the war to continue is Hamas, number one. They're the only ones standing out. We're still pushing hard to get them to accept.
Israel's the one that wants to go. He said the only one who wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job. He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but they don't like him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one. Our veterans are on the street. They're dying because he doesn't care about our veterans. He doesn't care. He doesn't like the military at all, and he doesn't care about our veterans. Nobody been worse. I had the highest
called him a Palestinian. Holy shit.
Approval rating for veterans, taking care of them.
And the look on Joe Biden's face.
The VA, he has the worst. He's gotten rid of all the things that I approved. Choice that I got through Congress, all of the different things I approved, they abandoned. We had by far the highest, and now it's down in less than half because he's done all these great things that we did. And I think he did it just because I approved it, which is crazy. But he has killed so many people at our border by allowing all of these people to come in. And it's a very sad day in America.
President Biden, you have the mic.
Every single thing he said is a lie. Every single one. For example, veterans are a hell of a lot better off since I passed the PACT Act. 1 million of them now have insurance and their families have it. Their families have it because what happened, whether it was Agent Orange or burn pits, they're all being covered now. And his group opposed that. We're also in a situation where we have great respect for veterans. My son spent a year in Iraq, living next to one of those burn pits, came back with stage 4 glioblastoma. I was recently in France for D-Day, and I spoke all about those heroes that died. I went to the World War I cemetery he refused to go to. He was standing with his 4-star general, and he told me, he said, I don't want to go in there because they're a bunch of losers and suckers.
So bad.
My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
Oof.
I supported Roe v. Wade.
No. Did you see
the sucker?
Trump? You see that smirk from Trump? He knew that Joe being angry was so bad.
You're the sucker. You're the loser. I supported Roe v.
Trump was
Wade.
smirking.
It's
Yes.
had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the doctor, between the woman and the state. The idea that the politicians, that the founders wanted the politicians to be the ones making decisions about women's health is ridiculous.
He can take the life of the baby in the 9th month and even after birth, because some states, Democrat run, take it after birth. Again, the former governor of Virginia,
put the baby down, then we decide what to do with it. So he's willing to, as we say, rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month and kill the baby. Nobody wants that to happen, Democrat or Republican. Nobody wants it to happen.
That is simply not true. The Roe v. Wade does not provide for that. That's not the circumstance. Only if a woman's life is in danger, she's going to die. That's the only circumstance in which that can happen. But we are not for late-term abortion, period. Period, period. We had an economy that was in free fall. The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was...
So if you're curious why we're watching this, is because Jill Biden said that she won't rule out of Joe's drink being laced with something before his debate with Trump. So that's what led us to starting to watch that, because she's still trying to come up with excuses for why Joe Biden got absolutely annihilated in this debate.
It's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach into your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. There were no jobs. Unemployment rate rose to 15%. It was terrible.
Holy crap. That is the timeline, isn't it? 2 weeks later is when Trump got shot. Holy shit. That is crazy. Wow. I didn't even think about that. Holy crap.
Terrible. And so what we had to do is try to put things back together again. And that's exactly what we began to do. We created 15,000 new jobs. We brought out the position where we have 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. But there's more to be done. There's more to be done. Working class people are still in trouble.
We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We have never done so well. Everybody was amazed by it. Other countries were copying us. We got hit with COVID. And when we did, we spent the money necessary so we wouldn't end up in a Great Depression, the likes of which we had in 1929.
So there was a few highlights. They didn't have some of the zingers in there, which again, this is insider news. I don't really know who insider news is, but they didn't have some of the real good stuff in there. But you all have seen those before. But yeah, so 2 weeks later, after Trump dominated Biden and destroyed him, and essentially it was clear that he was going to win, all of a sudden, Butler happens. Not a coincidence at all. Not even a little bit. Insane. So Jill Biden can whine, she can cry, she can make up whatever narrative she wants, but at the end of the day, you guys, basically put a man, propped him up and allowed Obama, Big Mike, and Little Barry to run the country with Biden as the puppet out front. And you got away with that for a while, but eventually when, you had to have the debate with the Don exposed it. And, you're going to continue to lie about it. So be it. John Gets Gaming says, I've been a member for nearly a year and I do have some serious criticisms. Have you ever talked about the Odyssey, specifically the box office? Bigot. Thank you, John. Summer says, Jeremy, I can say you're strong because I know. Thank you, Summer. Hail to you. I appreciate it. Rock Bottom says, I'd rather him use the USS Bill Clinton to rename it to him. Yes, it's a real future ship. That's a fair thing. I don't know if it's been confirmed that this is actually happening or not. I know CNN reported on it, which means absolutely nothing. Homicidal Violence says, stop it. If you have PC issues, you always have Gary to help you. That's right. Homicidal Violence says, you better have an Odyssey watch party for the members now. Oh, we can do that. Woo! Let's freaking go. Odyssey watch party. I like that. John Gets Gaming says, forget the Odyssey. Talk about how Interstellar sucks. Terrible movie. Overrated. Bunch of losers that like that movie. Dan Campbell says, grift, social justice, and the Nolan way. Cobra. You know what? It's time.
We're no strangers to love. You know
That is one of the greatest videos I have ever seen. I can't tell you how I love it so much. I love that shit so much. It's been it's been everywhere on Twitter the last few days. Somebody tagged me in it the other day. Wish the video was the whole song. Me too. Because if it was the whole song, I would be playing it. I don't care if I get copyright hit. It's worth it. Okay, it's absolutely worth it. That is one of the greatest videos ever made in the history of the internet. And if we ever get a full version, I will absolutely play it here. So great. By the way, I did pick up some new G.I. Joes today. You know what? I'm going to show. I feel like I know we do bragging rights, but I feel like I need to show these off. At least one of them. Because this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I hope this shows up. Because I got the green screen. So, right here we go. Look at this. Ninja Turtle. So the green and turtles isn't going to show up, but Ninja Turtle G.I. Joe crossover. Leonardo and Snake Eyes. Are you kidding me? Leonardo Snake Eyes crossover. Get the fuck out of here. Leo and Snake Eyes. Holy crap. And there's more. Oh, there's plenty more. I'll show the rest off on bragging rights. There's a Shredder Cobra Commander. All right. The Storm Shadow one is better. I haven't even seen that one. I haven't. Is there a Storm Shadow one? Fuck me in the ass. There's a Storm Shadow one. I didn't even see that one. Holy crap. All right. Damn it. All right. We'll see. What did he say? I said, fuck me in. It's as says, fuck my ass, mouth, and tits one time. What did Az say that over? I can't remember. Az said, fuck my ass, mouth, and tits one time. It's the best line ever. I was like, why did you say that, Az? And I'm like, you know what? I get it, brother. I totally understand. Tree Bear for $20. Speaking of G.I. Joe, check out what I posted. Hail the 199. Let's see. Whoa. Bro. Are you kidding me? Tree Bear. This is my favorite. Okay, not my favorite version of Snake Eyes. And this is one of the least popular versions of Snake Eyes. Is this version 4? I think it's version 4. A lot of people don't like this version of Snake Eyes. I love this version of Snake Eyes. Hey, I've always loved this one. A lot of Joe fans don't like it, but dude, this is great stuff right here. And that's one of my least favorite versions of Destro, but I still like it. But hell yeah, man. Let's freaking go. Man, I should just start a G.I. Joe channel. I should just do that. That's good stuff right there, Tree Bear. Is that it? You got any more? Okay. Oh, God. What the fuck is this? You know what? So with the God of War deal, I hope I can play this. I'm going to try. I might get hit. All right. Might get hit for this. But I think I can get away with it. So Dave Bautista has been cast as Kratos in the God of War series. I'm not a big Bautista fan. I never liked Bautista in WWE. He's fine in movies for whatever, but like him being the lead in God of War is that's just not a pick for me at all. However, now that he's been cast in God of War, all right, the memes are here. Look at this right here. All right. This is absolutely the best thing ever. Batista's not a lead character. Agreed. But this right here is what the internet was made for. Okay. Right here. Kratos, when Atreus starts disobeying him and acting out.
You think I'm playing? I'm not playing. I'm gonna rip your head off.
Oh man, that's what the internet was made for. I hope I don't get blocked for that one. But that's good stuff. Good job on that, Tree Bear. That's good stuff, man. VJ says timestamp tax. Timestamp tax. VJ says, did I just delete somebody else's? I got to go back. Daniel says Griggs derangement syndrome. By the way, should we call Jeremy's lovers? No, we should not. Lovers or haters that. No, we should not. Don't do that. Fentanyl Floyd says there's a faction on the right with unrealistic expectations for the midterms. They hope ours lose so they can blame Trump and push their candidate for 2028. Yes. Agreed. 100%. But that's the whole thing. Like, everything is leading to 2028. Everybody is all zoned in to try to position themselves for the next lead, the next person that's going to take the lead. 1000%. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure says in the midterms, Democrats are going to play that soundbite of Trump saying gas prices will be below $2 within a year of his first term. Probably. By the way, Garfield's Bizarre Adventure, shout out on getting clipped and getting a $20 highlighted on Open Bar and appearing on a list of clips. I saw Drinker and Gary were sharing some opinions. That was good stuff right there. Garfield's Bizarre Adventures, like, that was $20 well spent right there. T Little 199 says it's official. Now I have heard everything. What BS? Probably talking about Jill Biden. Probably. Vault 199 says tabloids were blamed for everything before the internet. That's true. Little Orphan Funkhauser says, serious question. Since you've been vindicated about the Odyssey box office, do you genuinely see it as a good thing for the culture moving forward? Yes, I do. And that is not an opinion that I shared before I saw the movie, because for all the people that, oh, Jeremy just eats up whatever Nolan, I said that I think the movie should fail on premise alone. And that's how I felt before it. But after seeing the movie, yeah, it's about traditional values, and it's about family, and it's about a husband returning to his wife. It's about a wife staying true to her husband. It's about anointing your son. So yes, absolutely, I do believe that. I also think that, every now and then people overcook. And I kept telling people before this movie came out, you're barking up the wrong tree. And I was right. I was 100% right. I kept saying, like, what is going on? Like, how has this become like this censor culture war movie? And now that it's, where it's at, it was a massive calculated mistake to go after a Nolan movie. And credibility has been shattered, in my opinion, to start talking about fucking dislikes on YouTube ever again. There's no point, So Packy Proton says, I want to see the boat movie. No, you don't. Packy Proton says, I've got a tree on my house. Simon Nader, right? I was being careful with that one. Plot twist, Biden voted Trump in. Probably. Woodaman says, holy crap, Woodaman with a member message. Thank you. The Dragon Bane says they wanted him to say political violence is unacceptable. But when did they do that? Did they do that when Charlie died? No, they did not. No, they didn't. And by the way, and I'm not criticizing you at all, but let's just be clear. I do think it's important to Again, I'm not using, I hate that it seems like I'm using you because I'm not. Charlie didn't die. Charlie was brutally murdered by a trans fucking weirdo. Okay, a trans loving leftist freak. Charlie was brutally murdered by someone that was indoctrinated by the left. That's the truth of what happened. We can never let that be forgotten. Charlie was brutally murdered, assassinated. All right. So it's so awful what happened to him. It really is. The Dragon Bane, I got that one. Oh, no, didn't. They wanted Trump to accept the results of the election, but they haven't. This is true. I think I'm mistakenly unhighlighted somebody's comment. Maybe I didn't. Oh, there it is. Yes, here it is. Fentanyl Floyd, member message, says there's a faction. No, I didn't. I got that one. Okay, maybe I did get all of them. I just wanted to double check. I never want to miss anybody's super chat. Toddy says 2 weeks later they shot Trump. Think about that. 19J says you should see my Cobra Moray party barge. You have it, dude. I still want the terror drone so bad. One day I'm gonna get it. Little Jim Sailor says the GTA leaker finished the game. I mean, I'd love to get into that here. I am going to make some videos on Geeks and Gamers about all of that because, man, the GTA stuff is freaking insane right now, man. It really is insane. We will cover that, just not here. But I definitely want to. Okay, we do have something I want to talk about. Danky sent this to me, and he said that I should respond to this. So we're going to check this out, okay? So, hail Danky. He clips out everything for D-Day Cobra 2. And he says, Nick Fuentes tears into Candace Owens for defending child murderer Lindsay Clancy. This is in response to this. Candace Owens defends Lindsay Clancy murdering her own child, blaming Big Pharma instead. Now, there's a reason that I want to talk about this because it's not about Fuentes per se, but it's what Candace's play is next. And she is welcome and free to do whatever she wants, but I am trying to show people what she's actually doing right now. The reason she's taking the positions she's taking and why she is trying to ruffle as many feathers as she is. Here we go right here.
And as she says, obviously she's not guilty. It's Big Pharma. It's Big Pharma. Have you lost your fucking mind? I literally cannot even imagine. There are stories of mothers who will lift up a wreckage of a car to save their children trapped underneath. Women will die. Mothers will die for their children. They'll kill to avenge their murdered children. And this psycho holds down her 3 babies, strangles them to death.
By the way, that happened today. As a side note, one of the worst things I've it's just so bad. I got to see if I can find it. I think I bookmarked this. It was Breaking 911 had it. It's awful. In India, this happened. I'm not going to play the video. I will read you the headline, but I am not going to play the video. A father was killed while trying to stop his 18-year-old son from jumping off a cliff in India. The mother followed them. All 3 were killed. I mean, I just can't even, I don't even understand. I don't even understand what to do with that. I don't understand how to process that. That is horrific. So the point, like to Fuentes' point about what he's saying, you got moms out there willing to die for their kids.
You're a mother yourself, you sick bitch. You're a mother yourself. What is wrong with you? And she says, obviously she's not guilty. It was Big Pharma. Candace, come back to reality. Come back to God. Come back to earth. What is the matter with you?
I mean, to be fair, I mean, I don't listen to Nick consistently, so I only see clips, and he does long form shows, and he has a lot of opinions and all of that. But it's real easy. Like, she is a evil demon. There ain't no coming back to God. She's an evil, evil witch demon. She has literally used the murder and the assassination of Charlie Kirk by a crazy radical leftist to destroy his legacy and terrorized his family. And you think she's going to care about some random woman's kids?
Could you imagine, and I'm sure for some people, sadly, it doesn't even require any imagination. Imagine if you're a guy and your wife is on TikTok sympathizing with this sicko. And I've seen it. I've seen TikToks of women holding their own children in their arms and saying, we need justice for Lindsay Clancy. Imagine that's your wife. Imagine that's the mother of your children. If I had a family, if that was my wife, I would have her 5150'd immediately. I would take the children and I'd bring them to my parents' house. And I'd say, you stay the fuck away from me and my kids and my family.
I don't disagree.
Imagine your wife, the mother of your children, is on TikTok posting. And listen, I know on some level, maybe that's harmless. Women will do and say anything for attention, no matter how disgusting and vile it is. They'll post that.
To be fair, TikTok is full of men and women doing literally anything to get attention. And it's bad.
To signal something socially, solidarity, empathy with women, but it's like, could you imagine your children are being held in the arms of their mother while she's filming herself on TikTok saying, I stand in solidarity with this other mother that murdered her 3 kids. How could there be any tolerance for something like this?
Again, I have to bring up the fact of, why would this surprise? And again, Fuentes knows her. They've done a show together. They've been at odds for a while. But I guess the question I would have for Fuentes is like, why are you surprised by this? I mean, if Candace doesn't care about a person that she knew and his family, his direct family, and people that she worked for and worked with, why would she care about some random woman on the internet? Like, this is what she does. She's very, very good at playing the game on the internet. And she's got a lot of people eating up the bullshit that she's selling.
And this is a moment when people of conscience, this is a moment when anybody that has any semblance of integrity and of a conscience has to stand up and call it out and say, this is wrong. This is evil. Sometimes,
let's see. Trump is schizo posting about Tucker and Marjorie Taylor Greene again, Trader Green again. Dude, thank you for the update. Thank you. We're gonna cover this. I'm telling you, man. You are important to CobraCast. Timestamps, topics, everything. Hell yeah.
there are gray areas. Sometimes it's a tough call. This is not one of those times. This is as black and white as it gets. Mother holds down her 3 babies and strangles them to death, jumps out of a window, and you say, give this woman $1 million. She's the victim of the system. You're going to show up in solidarity with this person. You may believe clearly she's psychotic. That doesn't mean you sympathize with her. Or God forbid, rationalize her actions. Go out there wearing a t-shirt in support of her? Seriously? This is one of those times where you got to say, there's a line in the sand. You're on that other side. I want nothing to do with you.
I mean, I don't disagree with what he's saying. I mean, the idea that there's anyone that is trying to sympathize with this evil woman that killed her kids. Again, we live in a world where what's his name? Luigi Mangione. Because do you know what the difference in Luigi Mangione and Tyler Robinson is? It's the difference in saying hello and either getting Me Too'd or the woman says, Oh, he's so sweet. If the women think you're good looking, suddenly they love you and they're going to rally around you. But Tyler Robinson, they don't find him good looking, so they don't care about him. That's it. And that's the difference in Me Too. If you're, if you look like Chris Christie and you say hello to a woman, Me Too time. But if you look like Jason Momoa, they're going to be like, he's so sweet. Welcome to the world of Me Too. That's how it works right there.
God have mercy on your soul, honestly.
To be fair, Chris Christie probably should be Me Too. Just,
And you see that and you realize they've totally gone insane. Seriously. I saw that from Candace today. I said, how low can you go? I mean, seriously, how low can you stoop? I know a lot of people think it's a big game. Unfortunately, though, some people can't tell the difference. You see someone like Candace, and it's written all over her face. Glee, giddiness. You could see that the narcissistic supply of her show and the money.
And yeah, and you know what this is leading to? Candace is using all of this to guess what? Guess what her whole hook here is? She's using this horrific, terrible situation to pretend that she cares, to pretend that she's invested, to pretend that this is some deep dive that she needs to go on. To what? Regarding, let's see. So she's basically saying, which I would willfully have a discussion or debate with anyone regarding. It's all designed to get another big payday. It's all designed to get another big moment. Patrick Bet-David's going to show up with his shoe ads. They're going to have some big debate, and it's going to have five or six different ad reads in it, and it's going to be somebody that she forces them to have to pay her another $300,000. That's what this is all about. That's all she's doing. People don't like when I say this, but she's really good at what she does, and she's very smart at the game she is playing, because somebody's going to take her up on this. Somebody's going to jump on this. It's going to happen. Mark my words. Because she's going to piss people off. She's going to keep saying things like Fuentes' reaction to her is the exact reaction she wants. And that's why, like, I all I can say is, like, she's doing what she wants to do. She's working exactly the angle she wants to work, and her intent is to piss people off, to drive that emotional response, to get someone out there that's got a big personality, who's got these conservative values, that's against feminism, that's against all of this, and to say, I want to call you out for this horrible behavior. And then it sets up this big Super Bowl atmosphere once again. Patrick Bet-David rolls up and says it's not about the money, and then he promotes his shoes, and everybody gets paid. That's what the goal is right there. If you'd stop talking about her, me in particular, yes. I will say, like, for me, and I don't like taking credit for things, but I am single-handedly responsible for Candace Owens' success and the Odyssey's success. I take full credit for all. If I would not have mentioned either one of these things, Candace or the Odyssey, neither would be successful. So I take full responsibility for all of that. I just wish I was as smart as Patrick Bet-David in capitalizing off of making some of that fucking money. Freaking hell, man. Candace is an evil person, but she's good at what she does. So Jeremy's Mossad girlfriend. Is that Ben Shapiro's sister? Anyway, so what's gonna happen for the terror drone? I don't understand. I don't understand. Yes, it is. But I guess I don't know. I don't want to. I need to find one that's in really good shape. I found a couple that were really beat up, and I just didn't want to get one that was that beat up. So one day. Daniel Strange says Nick Fuentes is the gay version of John Doyle. Darth Gavel says to assimilate a nation, you must first convert its mothers. Mod Eric says $2 for humble man Jeremy. I appreciate that. Dan Campbell says debate Mahler on the Odyssey. You scared? I'm terrified of Mahler. I've been running from him on an interstellar debate for the last 6 years. And so, yeah, that's what's funny is everybody's like, hey, I need this person that has this opinion to verify my opinion on it. So yeah, I'm not interested in doing internet debates. I think they're gay, but I've been on stream with Mahler about 100 times. East Coast Toasted Boy says, don't forget Ripa's success. Callback shout out. I do deserve credit for Ripa's success as well. IMDb even said it. And by the way, doesn't Mahler think like Homecoming Spider-Man is like a great movie? It's terrible. I don't like Homecoming at all. So the point being is like, do you agree with literally everything he says too? Little Platoon actually read the Odyssey. I mean, I can bring you up 100 people on YouTube that are considered Greek mythologist experts that say that Nolan's Odyssey honors Homer's Odyssey if you really want to play that game. So is it all you need is somebody who's an expert in Homer's Odyssey to talk to you about the Odyssey? Let's find out how you feel when I bring up the Greek mythologist who's an expert in this stuff, who says Nolan's Odyssey is really good and it honors Homer's. Oh, suddenly you don't care that someone's read the Odyssey then. It's the most emotionally broken responses. People are like, well, so read the Odyssey and they have the opinion I like. Well, I can bring you 100 people that have read the Odyssey and they're experts and they say that Nolan's version honors Homer's. Are you gonna accept their opinion too? Fear the Beardo's an expert at it. Let's see. How about the numerous that said otherwise, retard? I don't know. Do you want to talk about those numbers? We can talk about those numbers. We can talk about those numbers if you want. We can pull up the $1.34 billion at the worldwide box office if you'd like. But I'm not going to do that to the chat right now. Okay, next up. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. Oh, just because the box office is good doesn't mean it's a good movie. That's the new NPC download from that crowd. They're like, well, just because it did good at the box office doesn't mean it's a good movie. And like, okay. That's the new cope we're at now. Right here. Oh, okay. So Joe Rogan was talking about AOC's comments. Joe Rogan rips AOC a new one for trying to whitewash her previous rhetoric as woke one. You have to be honest. Rogan is talking to this guy. Is this the guy, the YouTuber that was fighting with Tim Pool the other day? I think. You brought us Ben and Beardo. Nuff said, you are correct. You are correct. Thank you, Mar Millen, for reminding me. But right here, so again, AOC made these comments the other day about woke one, defund the police and all this other stuff. She is trying to shift away from that. Why is she trying to shift away from that? Because right now, AOC is the front runner for the Democratic nomination in 2028. Let me repeat that one more fucking time. AOC right now is the current front runner for the Democratic nomination in 2028. Holy shit.
Tracking AOC's pivot recently.
What she's froze her eggs. I know about that.
I think
she got rid of the man.
Called off the engagement, froze her eggs, has started posting, I'm on my way to do yoga. Like,
it's too early to care about the front runner. I mean, I generally would agree with you on that. My point being is that if AOC is at any point the front runner 2 years out from the election, Your party has a huge fucking problem. That's my point. It is crazy that she is the front runner in any capacity whatsoever.
Like, good for her. Videos walking down the street,
looking hot.
It's
let's go. Maybe she'll be nicer that way.
Well, she also said woke one was crazy. Do you track this thing?
I did,
Yeah.
which makes me think that you're willing to change your opinions based on public reaction.
Bro,
I don't like that. Because if you,
bro, she's like, I thought this was AI, and I'm guessing this isn't AI right here. But she's posting some crazy shit, man. Look at is this not? There's no community note here. So I thought this might be AI, but apparently this is not AI. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I haven't seen any community notes saying it is. But here we go.
Don't be weird. Pretty good, pretty good. And this bloating is before even the trigger shot. Don't be weird. Pretty good, pretty good. And
yeah, so there you have it.
you really thought defund the police, and then you just described it to woke one was crazy. Well, how did it get you? Because it didn't get me. How did it get you? How did defund the police get you? Give me your thoughts. How far out did you track the consequences of defunding the police? Because I immediately went to, you're going to have more crime because no one's going to be able to stop the crime. We're going to be fucked. It's going to get scary. And then you're going to want more police and saying.
I will never, ever, like anybody who ever has the opinion of defund the police, I will never take you seriously in any capacity whatsoever in the political arena, ever. You do not deserve to have any respect at all in any way, shape, or form if you ever took that position, ever.
Defund the police is just going to make more police and more control and more totalitarian government. Like, what did you think defund the police meant? Everyone's going to like eat mushrooms and we're all going to like be flower children. What did you think? Because there's no police around, no one's going to do crimes. Everyone's going to be great. Like, what was the thought process? Because if you're just saying that because everybody's like, that's fucking crazy, and enough people say that's crazy, you're like, I think they think it's crazy.
The wind's blowing in a different direction. Time for me to move.
Have you changed your opinion? And if you did change your opinion, what were you thinking back then?
Yeah. I mean, these are the questions I think that we always want to ask.
Yeah.
You always want to ask that. That being said, to steelman what she was saying, or to try and put it in the best light, what she was saying, I think the rhetoric got... What did she say? The rhetoric got like out of hand or something. Woke one was crazy. And she said that there was basically an opportunity to expand the Overton window, talking about a time where people were, to be honest, it sounds like a bit more pliable.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because people are at home, people seem a little bit more like, you know, that line, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah, sure.
It feels a little bit like that, maybe opportunistic. We can expand the Overton window. And then we realized, oh, like we overshot on here a little bit. That was a little bit crazy. But there are conversations being had now that wouldn't have been able to be had we have not expanded it during that time. I go, the ends justifying the means with stuff like that doesn't wash to me. And then reversing your position.
I do. It will be interesting if she continues to be one of the front runners for this nomination. And again, I know it's way too early to get fully into that. Especially in this world we're in, things can change so quickly. But she's going to have to defend that position of defund the police. She's going to have to defend her fake victim narrative around January 6th. She's going to have to defend those positions. And it'll be interesting as to how she's going to go around tap dancing that one. And I don't think she's particularly good at that. I also don't think AOC, well, I mean, it's not, I'm not even going to act like this is some groundbreaking opinion. We all know this. AOC is a very stupid person. She's a very dumb person. And, you know, if she didn't have her looks, no one would pay attention to anything she's ever had to say, ever. She is stupid. And so she doesn't know how to maneuver around these things at all.
Or changing your position or sanitizing it, which is probably closer, right? We said that thing, but we didn't really mean that. You know, we just got a little...
There's a way out of it for them, but they have to be honest. If you want us to take you seriously, you have to say how you fucked up.
I thought you meant more thirst traps.
No, you have to say how you fucked up, and you have to say what you really think about how you fucked up. You have to be honest, and you have to be authentic.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to continue to face a lot of scrutiny, rightfully so. But the way she's acting is very weird, man. I don't know. And she's doing good. It's like she's getting people to post stuff like this right here.
Don't be weird.
People are loving this.
Don't be weird.
Oh, people are eating this stuff up. It's going viral all over the place. And so she knows what she's doing from that perspective, but she's just a dumb person. She's just a very stupid person who knows how to utilize her looks. Simple as that. Like the don't be weird thing, that's just a thought trap. That's all that is. 100%. Graham Robbins for 20 says, I think someone like Megyn Kelly or other women, I think someone like Megyn Kelly or other women and tell Candace Owens they'll donate to a charity of her choice to do the debate. If it's not about money, that should be totally fine with her, and Candace can't play the woman card. Yeah, I just, she's gonna weasel out of that for sure. I don't think she would do that at all. I don't think she would acknowledge it. I think the only reason that she responded to Andrew Wilson is because Andrew Wilson said it on the Joe Rogan show, and she knew that was going to be the most eyes possible. But she also denied having Joe Rogan as the moderator, because I think Joe Rogan would have been a far better moderator than Patrick Bet-David. And so she's just taking advantage of the situation. But I don't think she would go for the charity thing at all. Chris Whiting for 4547. Let's freaking go. Cuba Gooding Jr. was so good in Coming to America. Am I right? Wasn't he in that for like a second or a minute or something like that? Freaking Cuba Gooding Jr. I can't believe we're all because of Narcos Super Chat. We're talking about Cuba Gooding Jr. But if you have not seen, whatchamacallit, Men of Honor. So, you got to watch Men of Honor. Is that Cuba's best movie? I mean, I haven't seen all of them yet. So, let's see. Is that his best movie? Oh, Boys in the Hood is a great one. Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood. Jerry Maguire's great, obviously. And I got to say, I know Snow Dogs is very, very cheesy. I love the Snow Dogs movie. It's great. I love that movie so much. The Sled Dogs one. Yeah, Jeep Guy. Yeah, that's Snow Dogs right there. Yeah, Boys in the Hood was great. I forgot about that, Tay-Tay. He was good as O.J. Simpson. I completely forgot about that. Snow Dogs 2 was better? Dude, don't tell me there's a Snow Dogs 2. I don't even know anything about that. Snow Dogs 2? What? Oh, you fucking trolled me. I was so excited. There's no Snow Dogs 2. Damn it. I got so excited for Snow Dogs 2. And I was like, I'm going to go watch this tonight. It's like, I've never heard of that before. Thank you, Chris, for the 45-47. Yeah, you got me on that one. You got me on that one. 8 o'clock says, do you think the defund the police has led to the flock cameras spying on us now and the hyper surveillance our government wants to push? I don't know if it's I think this was always part of it, the insane surveillance that we're under. And it's, this was always going to happen. This was always part of the plan. So I don't think that may have could have escalated it some, but that's not the source of it at all. So not at all, in my opinion. Mars Bar, yes, says typical lib woman response. I know mothers and what I thought of as normie women making mental gymnastics and excuses for Clancy. That's what's wild to me. That is very scary. That is very scary. Chad Layton says, woohoo, super tits for president. What up, Chad? Graham Robbins says, AOC going full Britney Spears. I mean, it is, I mean, I know we're memeing right now and we're joking. It's legitimately concerning that she's considered the front runner. I need to put that into perspective for everybody. Like AOC, Democrat front runner. I think like on Polymarket or whatever, she surpassed Gavin Newsom or whatever. Let me see if I can find that on Polymarket. Polymarket. Yes, she is the fucking front runner on Polymarket right now. She's at 18.3. Gavin is at 15. John Ossoff. And then Kamala Harris. Bro. This is dangerous times we're in, okay? Holy shit. Like, this is crazy. Who cares? It's 2 freaking years away. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I need to put emphasis on the fact that AOC's the front runner. That is fucking terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. I know it's 2 years away, but she's the front runner. Holy shit. Darth Gavel says, give me a bottle of tequila and I'll take her for the team. 2 years happens fast. 2 years ago was the election of 2024. Here we are. Here we are. Godzilla's Greaser says that gullible is not in the dictionary. Fear the Jimothy says AOC and the presidential motorboat. I'm not sure what's worse. AOC as president or Kamala Harris? I really don't know. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to poll the chat. I got to ask the chat. What's worse? I'm very interested in this one right here. Because I'm not sure. The fact that I even said that is bad. Probably equal. I honestly believe AOC has 10 more brain cells than Kamala. This is going to be very interesting. Which one is worse? Good Lord. You know what? I got another poll I can put up. Got another poll I'm going to put up. Oh, I got another one. It's going to be great. But we'll see how this one goes first. And then I'll put up another one. All right? To get your opinions. So 55% say President Kamala right now. Yes. That is not good at all. Over on Rumble, Pugs says, is it true it's Beardo's birthday? Sorry, I didn't read. I read that you sent it, but I didn't actually read what you said. I apologize, Pugs. But yes, it is for another 40 minutes. It is for another 40 minutes. Vault 95 Survivor says Cuba Gooding Jr.'s best movie was Lightning Jack. Old West outlaws in the 1880s robbing banks with Crocodile Dundee. Hell yeah. Kamala can be VP. You need to stop that right now. Don't put that evil on us. You need to don't give them any ideas, okay? None. That is a terrible idea, and I wish you would have never said it. Please don't ever say that again. That's a bad idea. We will pass on that one. God, could you imagine that? President AOC and Vice President Harris. Holy crap. Okay, I'm going to stop this one. It's a close one, but we got Kamala's kind of pulling away. So there you go. Fuck you not voting for this, it says Narco. Elite Super Grunt says, I love big booty Latinas. I mean, don't we all? I mean, even Trump, when he was talking about deportations, even Trump was like, the big booty Latinas can stay. I remember him saying that. I don't know if I could find that quote, but I do remember Trump specifically saying, we're going to deport every illegal except for the big booty Latinas. And I thought that was cool. I also thought this was cool right here. I thought this was funny. Critical Drinker.
Nation, appreciate you, man. What are the oranges for? We'll never know. But I understand there's a great big fat grifting fuck who's going to answer that for us one day. Yeah, I wonder how the quartering's getting on these days. You ever watch Better Off Dead?
Hail to the drinker. Great answer right there, by the way. Great answer. You love to see it. Dude, I probably can't play all of this. But, okay, wait, maybe I can. Is this... No. It's on YouTube, so maybe I can play it. This is going to be a little difficult here. So, right here, I saw this on Twitter. Looks like I got community noted because I wanted to give the original creator credit. But this is what the internet was made for. And this makes me happy. Someone edited Ace Ventura in The Lord of the Rings, and it's perfect. It is perfect, okay?
Excuse me. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I'm gonna execute a button hook pattern super slow mo.
This is the One Ring. It's quite cool. Can you see anything?
Of course not. Take care now. Bye-bye then. Get it away! Do I have something in my teeth?
Hey, loser! Die, devil bird! Exorcise the demons.
Dude, if you... I don't know if people that are like, you know, obviously people that are my age know Jim Carrey was an unstoppable force back then. He was the greatest movie comedian I had ever seen at his peak. When he was doing this and doing The Mask and doing Dumb and Dumber, nobody was touching this dude. He was a rock star.
This house is clear. What's happening out there? Isn't it incredible? It's gonna be some kind of a record!
Don't kill me. Please. I'll never tell anyone, I swear. He's the one you want. Kill him.
What did you say? Your balls are showing.
We're going with you, laddie.
I'll meet you at the bottom. There's still one more thing I must do before I go. Oh, mama. Ooh.
All right, we're gonna stop it there. Oh man, Jim Carrey was awesome. I want to give credit to the original artist or the original channel. So it's this is the original channel that does a lot of these. So that's who gets the credit on the community note right there. But I just wanted to show everybody that because it was just so damn good. So Your Kryptonite 7 right there. Good stuff. And he looks like he's got a lot more content over there just like that. So if you enjoyed that, you should check it out. The 1A train says the admitted commie will always be worse than the incompetent alcoholic. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. And of course, the admitted commie would be AOC, and the incompetent alcoholic would be Kamala Harris. So I completely understand where you're coming from. Okay, so right here, President Trump just went off on Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Thomas Massie. Tucker Carlson just met with lightweight former Congressman Thomas Massie and Marjorie Taylor Greene, losers all. Tucker's views have fallen through the floor and will only get worse. Nobody cares about him any longer in that he has become totally irrelevant and happens to be, surprisingly, a very low IQ individual. Thomas Massie has turned out to be a failed politician and a real jerk. He thought it was really wonderful to vote no on everything, no matter how good, strong, or proper the legislation would be. All right, rip these people to shreds. Trump going ham. Good. Crush them. Absolutely crush them. Because they have done nothing but use MAGA, and they have done nothing but take all that goodwill and just absolutely destroy it. I mean, it's just, you know, what do you expect? President Trump says Tucker Carlson is planning to run for office and he's got no chance. Dude, we better get ready, man. Anybody predicting that they know what's going to happen in 2028 is lying to you. I have no idea, okay? I do believe that Tucker is interested in positioning himself to run. I absolutely do. But I'm not sure he'll follow through. I know that Ben Shapiro was asked about that, and Ben Shapiro doesn't think that he will. Of course, here's what Tucker Carlson says right here. I never mention Ben Shapiro because I don't think about him very often. That's what he said, okay? Tucker Carlson. I never mention Ben Shapiro because I don't think about him very often.
I never mentioned Ben Shapiro because I don't think about him very often. Ben Shapiro. I mean, and Ben Shapiro seems irrelevant to me now. Ben Shapiro. 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 Ben Shapiro's. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's. Ben Shapiro, 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 Ben Shapiro. 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 Ben Shapiro and Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Well, I was watching Ben Shapiro the other day, and Ben Shapiro. 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 This guy Ben Shapiro. 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 Who's Ben Shapiro? Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro.
Who's Ben Shapiro?
I have no idea.
Never thinks about him though. Never talks about him. Never mentions him. None of that. Very, very interesting difference there. So I don't know. Do I think that he will run for president? I kind of do, man. My gut feeling is he will run. I do believe that that's what his intention is. I don't know what other intentions he has, but yeah, my gut feeling is he's going to try to run for the Republican nomination. And if he does, Trump is going to crush him because Trump will campaign against him and he will crush him. Absolutely destroy him. Answer me this. When did Tucker become so pro-Trump in 2024? I really don't remember. It's all a blur to me. I know he showed up at some UFC events with Trump, all of that. When did Tucker go full pro-Trump in 2024? I can't remember specifically. But one thing I remember him talking about, Tucker, is how Ben Shapiro was elevated by Facebook. Which I'm not denying that Ben Shapiro was elevated by Facebook. I mean, but it was more so that the Daily Wire was pumping money into Facebook to get to get Ben Shapiro elevated. The assassination, was it? I mean, I don't want to say that for sure because I don't remember, but was it the assassinations when Tucker started to appear with Trump and all of that? I don't know. Anyway, going back to this, Tucker Carlson made these comments that Ben Shapiro was elevated by Facebook. From what I understand, the Daily Wire put a ton of money into Facebook to advertise Ben Shapiro and other Daily Wire commentators because Facebook has, the boomer demographic over there, and it really elevated people, their people and their team to a lot of people of that demographic. What I find the most interesting, and I do think, this is a criticism, but I also it is what it is. I think that you're going to always get I have more respect for Elon Musk than almost any person on Earth right now. Elon did a lot to help Tucker Carlson, and I'm still interested in why. If you remember, when Tucker got fired, he started his independent show. Every show Tucker posted, Elon would quote tweet it. Every single one. Elon would quote tweet it and he would say, interesting, you should watch this. Or he would make, it was all the time. Every single fucking time Tucker made a video, interview, Elon would boost it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. That's business, whatever. But Tucker claims that Facebook elevated Ben. Why is that a problem when Elon elevated you? It's crazy, man. And the other aspect of this is that Elon and Trump were both putting Tucker over. So Tucker Carlson, after being fired from Fox News, managed to get the two most prominent people in the world to elevate him. That is impressive. Regardless of how you feel about Tucker, that is incredibly impressive. He got Elon and Trump to elevate him big time. And it worked because he was so fucking popular and so respected. Even I was all on the Tucker train because Elon and Trump were putting him over. He was everywhere. And he has completely turned on all of that goodwill. And it is crazy how far he has flipped the switch. Mostly peaceful. They thought Tucker was on their side. Never mind now. I mean, I guess, but I don't know, man. It's very, I have a lot of questions about that, though. I mean, again, if Elon and Tucker had a deal, then so be it. Whatever. That's business. Something had to lead to the decisions for Elon to specifically quote tweet every single interview from Tucker Carlson for months and months and months. Was it just a business deal? Or did Elon genuinely like Tucker, believe in Tucker? I don't know. So, let's see. JMNZZ450 says, I predict JD will win with Rubio as VP, but most chaotic plot twist I can think of is Vance wins the nomination, then later picks Tucker as VP. Just a thought. Holy shit. It's I don't know. Him and Tucker are very close. I don't know how close, but they are very close. And so while on the surface that sounds like a crazy theory, it actually doesn't sound as crazy as some would think. Wow, that would be wild. That would be absolutely wild if that happened. Holy shit. Thank you, JMNZZ450. Let's see. Christopher says, hey, Jeremy, have you seen Batteries Not Included? And if you have, what's your opinion? Can't take down Ben Shapiro. He's top Jew. Jim Carrey was in Living Color. If anybody remembers, it was hilarious. Oh, Jim Carrey in Living Color was phenomenal. Some of the best stuff you'll ever see. Batteries Not Included. I mean, I saw it a long time ago. I don't really remember anything about it. It's been so, when did that come out? But yeah, it's been forever. Let's see. 87? Okay, I thought it was actually maybe like early 80s, but yeah, it's been forever. So 1987. I don't even remember it. It's been so long. Might want to, should I rewatch it again? Does it hold up? It has been so long. But yeah, I mean, Shapiro is, Shapiro's lost a ton of traction. A ton. And I don't think he's going to get it back. I think that Shapiro peaked, and I don't think that Ben Shapiro is going to, I don't think he's going to regain the massive relevancy that he had back in like 2014, 2015, 2016. I guess that was Ben Shapiro's peak, right? I think. Am I right about that? Ben Shapiro's peak was probably like right before Trump. And I think the anti-Israel stuff has just hurt him so bad because he is clearly the top, Jewish commentator there is. So, the one A Train says, I could see Tucker running as a third party, to be honest. Unfortunately, gaining enough votes to put a commie in the White House. I could see him getting the votes in swing states like North Carolina, Georgia, Wisconsin, Arizona to make an impact. Yeah, I don't think you're completely wrong. And that's the real damage that he can do, is running as a third party. That's the real damage right there. Jews hate JD now. Well, I saw where Tucker or Ben Shapiro actually was like trying to get JD on his show, and JD won't come on his show, which is an interesting plot twist, I guess. Let me see if I can find that clip where, let me see. No. Is it in Shapiro and then JD? I gotta find it. All right, here we go. Ben Shapiro says he's invited JD Vance on his show many times, but can never get him on. Let's hear what he has to say.
And if I were in the Kalshi markets, I'd put my money on Vance.
Have you guys ever had him on? Have you ever sat down with him at Daily Wire?
So again, the last time I talked with the vice president was at Charlie's memorial. We've invited him many times. I mean, he's been on with a bunch of our other hosts. I don't know if it's reticence or you know, if it's just failure of scheduling, but we've invited him on many times.
So you would like to have him on? You'd
Sure,
like
of
to
course.
talk to him. Okay, and he's not done it yet.
No.
Why do you think?
I mean, I you know, perhaps he suspects that I might ask him a tough question or two about his friend.
Huh. Interesting.
Or maybe he just doesn't like you, Ben. I mean, that's a possibility. I think that's a realistic possibility. Because, so he's been on with a lot of your colleagues. So it's what's interesting here, and I do think that there's a serious conversation to be had about JD Vance, because JD has gone on with a lot of, I don't want to call people questionable because I think that's such a gay term to use, but like he's been on with like, what's that fucking comedian's name? The guy that wears the sunglasses all the time. Tim Dillon, right? He's been on with Tim Dillon. He's been on with Theo Vaughn multiple times. He's been on with a lot of people that are actively working against the administration. Now, again, to be fair, Trump went on with Theo Vaughn too, but it was before the election. But I don't know, man. I'm not sure what's up with JD. I really don't know. There are some valid questions for sure. But like, here's Ben saying he breaks down why Marco Rubio shouldn't run for president in 2028. Okay.
Any of those stories that Rubio may not even run?
Yes.
You believe that?
Yes.
Why do you believe that?
Because I think that the Secretary of State, again, he may well run, but I think it is unlikely in my own personal perspective, because if you look at his political history, he's a pretty risk-averse politician. So if you're Marco and you're looking at sort of the gaming out what the next few years look like for you, here are your choices. You run against JD, you lose, you're done. You run against JD, you win. It's a rough election cycle anyway, because the president's riding in the 30s and the country is in the mood for quote unquote something new, and you lose, you're done. You don't run. JD may pick you as his VP candidate. JD loses, you're next. JD does not pick you and JD loses, you're also next. So if you're sort of doing a prisoner's dilemma here, you know, in a game theory prisoner's dilemma, I think that the prisoner's dilemma suggests that Rubio will probably not run out of risk aversion. Because
that would be a shame if that happens.
I mean, I agree. I would like to see an open and robust debate on the stage between all of these various positions where people are actually held to account for their position.
It's going to be so weird to see like this debate stage full of like conservatives / Republicans and no Donald Trump. It's going to be crazy that Trump's not there. If you remember in 2016, if you just remember how much Donald Trump's presence changed the entire dynamic of those debates, it was crazy. And then if you remember how the debates felt in 2024 when Trump wasn't there, it was so pathetic.
Positions, because I prefer clarity.
Kalshi's got DeSantis third. Who do they have next? Is there anybody else after DeSantis?
I mean, DeSantis all the way down at 4.6,
yeah,
right?
4.6.
I mean, and Donald Trump Jr. is not running.
Tucker 3.5.
Right.
So
and then back to Trump, who constitutionally cannot run.
He's so funny. He says, I'm here to announce my
Trump. They got Trump. Trump is the fact that Trump is on their odds at the fact that he has any chance is the power of Trump. Holy shit, dude.
Right. So and they're back to Trump, who constitutionally cannot run.
He's so funny. He says, I'm here to announce my 2 weeks ago. He's so funny. So okay, so DeSantis, no chance. You think this is a Rubio
I'll be honest, man. I'm not. This may be a controversial take. I am not willing to count out Ron DeSantis. I'm just not. I'm not willing to count him out in a post-Trump world. I'll continue to use my my theory that JD and Marco are very, very awesome picks right now because they are in the Trump administration and Donald Trump is running the administration. And I go back to everything else, man. I'll bring up another sports analogy, okay? What did the New England Patriots look like when Tom Brady was their quarterback? Bill Belichick was perceived to be the greatest head coach in history. Robert Kraft was considered the greatest owner of all time. You had all of these players over the years that were made into superstars. Tom Brady leaves New England, goes down to Tampa, wins a Super Bowl. Bill Belichick gets fired a few years later. You take the king out of the kingdom, and suddenly the kingdom don't look the same anymore. I'm not saying that Vance and Rubio aren't awesome. I'm just saying that let's not just assume that we know how they're going to feel and look when Trump is no longer the head of the table. It's going to be a different world, and Ron DeSantis is a very, very skilled politician. And if Trump ain't there, everything looks different. However, on the flip side of this, and this is the one thing we have to keep in mind, because everything I'm saying goes out the window with one particular aspect. Whoever Donald Trump endorses will be the Republican nominee. End of discussion. If Trump endorses anybody, they will elevate to the top, period. Whoever gets his nomination gets, or whoever gets his endorsement gets the nomination, full stop, end of discussion. So that's it. The debates won't matter. Campaigning won't matter. All of it will just be for show, because when Trump decides who he will endorse, that person wins the nomination, period. Jimmy Ray says, if you want chaotic, Rubio should run the Democrat primary. Now, that would be good. That would be good. Trump endorses Trump. Yes. Trump endorses Trump. Trump will have a big fucking press conference, okay? Trump's going to have a big fucking press conference. And he's going to be like, it's all going to be built up about like, okay, well, it's going to be all this speculation about who Trump's going to endorse and who's going to, get his nomination. Like, it's going to be a big thing. It's going to be this big, massive television event. Everybody's going to be there. All cameras are going to be paying attention. And Trump's just going to walk out there. He's going to probably walk out to God Bless the USA like he always does. He's probably going to give a speech for an hour to build up to it. And Donnie Danko, you're 100% right. And he's just going to continue to build up and build up and build up. And then when all of that anticipation is there, all of a sudden, Trump's going to drop the truth on everybody. The snake poem. The support for Lindsey Clancy makes me sick. I agree with you. It's really disturbing, to say the least. I mean, disturbing is not even the word for it. It's downright evil. But that's what Candace Owens has given us, unfortunately, everybody. Sad but true. That's where we are. Batteries Not Included is a fucking fantastic movie. Certainly better than Nolan's BS. You will never care about a dying alien child more. Yeah, it's been forever since I watched it. So I can definitely give that a watch. But yeah, no, seriously. So then, of course, I was stalling this whole time so I could find this, by the way. I was just stalling. So Trump is going to, in 2028, it's going to be this big television event, this massive event where who is Donald Trump going to endorse? The eyes of the world are going to be on this. You've got all of these Republican nominees. and they're, doing everything they can to get Trump's attention. Everybody's going to be paying attention. The event's going to start. Trump's going to come out there to God Bless the USA. He's going to give a long speech. He's going to build up, and then the moment gets there, who is President Trump going to endorse? And Trump does this right here.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
I was wasting all that time to find that fucking clip since Donnie said that. Here we are. So, oh man, that's going to be it right there. King Trump rules all. Joe C says Trump can run in 2028. Legally, he can't be on the ballot, but he can be right in and can be elected that way. Crazier things have happened. Let's freaking go. Ah, man, it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Leanback says the 2028 Republican primary will be the final season of The Apprentice. James Bursey says Fortnite win. Been working on new challenges. Tomorrow night, probably. Tomorrow night. I went way too late last night, and then I couldn't sleep. I've got to get some sleep tonight. So, yeah, probably tomorrow night. I do need to play Splatoon Raiders with Krista, so we may start out doing Splatoon Raiders. And then we roll into Fortnite, and I'll get the boys to join. So we'll see. We will see. But I think we're going to end it there. We've went 2 hours, 22 minutes. Usually it's 2 hours, but I was just having too much fun with the chat. So again, dude, River Miles dropped a $500 super chat and said nothing. Scully dropped a proper 199. Chris Whiting dropped a proper 199. You guys are insane. Mo Monty says, hell of a stream, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all for hanging with me. Smash the like button. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. So Peter says you won't go longer. For $2 fucking dollars? For $2? The hell is that supposed to mean? But no, I am tired. I only got a few hours sleep. I had to get up and do daily this morning, and daily was great, by the way. So, but again, just understand moving things around in Geeks and Gamers, because we're trying to get Park Hopping rolling. We're trying to get Sports Wars rolling. Football season's here. You'll see me more on Geeks and Gamers Daily. You'll still see Ryan. You'll still see Jay. You're still going to see everybody. And when we've got that new show, which I think we're going to do Welcome to the Internet once a month. I listened to the comments, and everybody was happy with the show, but everybody also said, like, just do it once a month. It kind of has a novelty to it. And so that's the plan, just kind of do it once a month on Thursdays. Feedback was good. Really did enjoy that. By the way, Fortnite stream was awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. CB says the Odyssey was 2 hours, 52 minutes. Come on, Jeremy. 2 hours and 52 minutes. Not tonight. But thank you so much. I do appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good evening. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll do another CobraCast. Then we're doing the gaming stream. Busy day tomorrow. Looking forward to it. And you guys have a good evening, and we will talk to you. Jeremy's Mossad girlfriend says, when do I get to see you again? BB is asking. If you're bringing those two friends you got there fairly soon. Have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.